Alright, Toku team, welcome back to another round of Gingaman episodes. Finishing off this disc with the first half of this upload, then I'm probably gonna, take a break for the rest of the day. You know how it is when you binge watch like an entire season or like 6 seasons of a Netflix show and you just like it all just smushes together? I'm trying to avoid that because I'm already watching so much Toku as it is. So when it was something like Kuga and I was watching it online, I could take my time and just like watch the 4 episodes that I was going to put into an upload. When I do a physical, when I do it off of a physical copy, I like to do one disc at a time. So, and these usually have 6 episodes on them, so that makes it easy for me to be like, okay, let me do, the first half of an upload, take a lunch break, the second half of an upload, which is, the upload you watched a few days ago, presumably, take a break, play some games, and then watch the last 2 episodes of the disc for this upload. And then obviously tomorrow I'm gonna do the same thing with the next 6 episodes. Rambling. So yeah, we are halfway through Gingaman. We're down 2 enemy commanders. We're about to introduce our next one, who I can only assume is also going to get 12 episodes. We've got the lights of, almost called them Orion. And Black Knight is in the process of, I forgot what I called it earlier, resurrection and dying, revival and dying, reviving. I had a great portmanteau earlier, and I just don't remember what. But that's what happens when you watch like 24 episodes before you even start editing the season. So, with all that being said, I think we're gonna see. Is it Hyuga is the older brother? We're gonna see Ginga Red's brother come back to life. I can't remember their fucking names. I've watched so much Tokusatsu, I can't remember any of their names anymore. Not helping, dude! You're already barely hanging on. Why are you stabbing your host body? Oh, I see we've already redecorated. Oh, I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I am not repeating that monster's name. Oh, I see. So her scheme is gonna be murdering people. Her scheme is gonna be murdering people every week. The power of her magic. See? Murder. I don't care if that. Oh my god! That kid's definitely dead. That kid is dead. All of those people are fucking dead. Like, even if they hadn't carved a fucking hole into people, you rip the soul out of the body, that's a corpse. I don't even necessarily believe in the soul specifically, but just by the rules of fantasy literature, you remove the soul from the body, that body is, at best, an abomination. Yeah, they didn't just lose their consciousness, they lost their consciousness. They're dead. Fucking bouncing off the sides. I knew it was happening as he was falling in the first episode, but I was not expecting it to be so blatant. Even though there's a lot of problems, culturally speaking, with this monster design, it's not a terrible one. I like how the mask isn't just a mask. It goes back down the back of the head and neck to make it look like it's a full, like, hood / skull. And he just has a giant fucking head. He's not just a dude wearing a mask. The fur cuffs and underpants problematic. But the striping is nice, because all of the monsters this season are animal mixed with something. So he's obviously tiger mixed with cultural appropriation. I'm sorry, did you just, how did you, what, explain, how any of that is supposed to work. You just birthed a man! Stay. I'm sorry, did you leave Hyuga with a protective glass cage? No. No, you fucking did not. There's about to be a, I assume, mountain-sized explosion, and you just left his unconscious, probably still dead body laying there. See? Giant fucking explosion. And that right there on the right-hand part of the screen is probably the rock that Hyuga's dead body is laying behind. He is not protected. He is not protected, sir. I just need to point that out. just fucking standing up. Just standing up from the fucking background. Hello! I am not dead. Where am I? Who am I? Never mind, I know who I am. Now, I've made a lot of very reasonable and accurate comparisons between Gingaman and Zyuranger, so I have to ask, does Hyuga have a space-time dimension room that he has to go sit in now? Are we gonna see another candle situation? Also, was not expecting Black Knight's story to wrap up so quick. Let's see, when did he first appear? He appeared episode 18 and left episode 25. He had 8 episodes. He had 8 episodes. That's 2 months. Weekly show. That's 2 months worth of appearances. Obviously, again, I've seen Lost Galaxy. Hyuga is going to have the power of Black Knight. He's just not going to be called that no more. Or maybe he will. Maybe he might still be called that, actually. But this is a good fucking season. Safe to assume, even without looking at the episode title having the word brothers in it, this is going to be a Hyuga, Ryoga, the brothers, the two Ginga Red and his former Ginga Red brother reunion episode. So it'll be interesting to see what the consequences are. I try not to even read the wikis. So I'll look up the wikis to see like character and actor ages, but I try to avoid spoilers because I can guess enough of the spoilers either just in general storytelling principles or because I've watched the corresponding season of Power Rangers and I know generally what the Magna Defender story is going to have to draw from the Black Knight story, so I can guess where the Black Knight story is going to go for the most part. So I don't know what consequences there are going to be now that Hyuga is back. I don't think he's going to take over as Ginga Red, simply because, again, Magna Defender, when Mike came back, he didn't take over as the Red Ranger for Lost Galaxy. He stayed as the Magna Defender. You missed him because he was dead! I'm Moke, and I am a tree! Hey, whoa, don't touch me there. Only my arborist touches me there. God damn! Oh, that is a fit! Oh, god damn. Oh, god damn, why does that look good? Ryoma's older brother came back from the dead! We still haven't seen the kid's mom. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a mom. It's not a comeback, it's a revival. Wait, did I just miss a dad joke? I don't speak Japanese. But I will absolutely acknowledge a pun. And apparently, so will Hyuga. I knew I liked him. Okay, so all of her guys, all of her minions. I like the wobbly head. That's a great touch for a skeleton monster. Both Fire Brothers have the same fire power, which means you hand either of them the sword, either of them are going to become Ginga Red. My best guess is that older brother no longer has the powers, which is why he's going to stay as the Black Knight, and Ryuga's going to stay as Ryoma. What I can't remember their names. Is going to stay as Ginga Red, but as opposed to other seasons where, like in O Ranger, they had to get infused with the Choriki energy. You can't pass that buck. Or, my fucking personal favorite, Jetman with Birdronic energy. You can't pass that buck. Or in the case of Jetman, that Bok. But yeah, this season they could theoretically hand the powers off to anyone with the powers. Now, granted, everyone else is petrified, so fuck that. What happens if one of the mirrors breaks? Or what happens if that one that he just made fell in the sewer, and then when he's defeated and everyone turns back to normal, would that poor civilian be inside the sewer? What if he fell inside of somewhere that a mirror could fit but a person could not? This raises so many questions that I have to go reflect on. I like when they fight in civilian mode, and not just because their civilian mode fighting is very different than their ranger suit fighting for whatever reason. Of course, it's not just a factory, it's the abandoned factory. Take your new sword with you, numbnuts! Nice. I love that for him. I love that level of confidence for him. Oh, you do still have fire magic. That implies that when you handed him the sword in the first episode, you were acknowledging that he is simply a replacement for you. That is a shitty thing to say, sir. Yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that when they're in civilian mode, they're not usually fighting with their swords anyway. So obviously, if you're using a sword, you're going to fight differently than you would unarmed. Duh. But they fight differently when they're morphed versus unmorphed. And I just kind of wish... What I really wish is that they use their swords drastically differently, you know? I've mentioned it before, I would love if, like, the wind user was a fencer, and or maybe the lightning user would be a fencer, and the wind user would be, like, use big arcing cuts. Alright, he's officially a ranger. He's officially a ranger. Even if he doesn't look like the others, that is a morphing sequence that is almost identical to the main team's sequence. He is the Black Ranger of this season. If I remember correctly, Magna Defender in the Shattered Grid comics actually becomes the Black Solar Ranger. You know, with the way this episode was going, I was honestly expecting them to wait until the next episode to have him become Black Knight for the first time. But no, that works. That works. And it's a nice change up. That's my only critique of this season, is that there's just not enough variety in how the Rangers handle a situation. Because they all have swords, because they all have identical weaponry, right? Like, normally, whatever your Sentai season is, they'll have unique weapons, even if they don't ever combine them. Or in the case of Die Ranger, they had unique fighting styles. You know, there were multiple episodes dedicated just to the Drunken Fist. But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll hit the intermission, and then we will be right back. Character-focused episode batches are honestly, I think, what makes Sentai. I was just talking because I started watching Lost Galaxy while I'm working on the edits for Gingaman. And I'm noticing how Sentai handles character episodes versus how Rangers handles it. And it's interesting seeing the difference. I wonder how much of the difference is just cultural in how American television especially children's television, approaches it versus Japanese productions companies. But the fun thing about the character-focused episodes is that we just get to see our favorite character, because everyone has a favorite character in each season. For me, it's Ginga Blue, but for other people, it might be Ginga Yellow, you know? So you always have something to look forward to, and I particularly love how Gingaman has handled their character narratives throughout the season. So, let's get you right back to it. Obvious self-promotion. Thank you for watching on Patreon or on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube and you would like to see these videos a month earlier, you can do so for $1 a month on the Patreon. That also gets you into the Discord where we talk about these things. You should have seen the commentary we had going while I was watching Gingaman and keeping the Discord updated on how the season was going. And of course, you get exclusives like the Ginga and Mega crossover at the end of this season, and the benefits just go up from there with watch parties, schedule voting, and behind the scenes access. So, yeah, let's get you right back to it. Good morning, Toku team. Welcome back from the intermission. If you're wondering why I'm still wearing the sweatshirt, it's because every time I put in the window AC units, we get another little bit of a cold snap. Just like how every time I take them out at the end of summer, when it's autumn, and I think it's gotten cool enough, we get a heat wave. There's no winning. Anyway, recording this the next day. Already out of coffee, but I'm stuck under a cat, so I don't want to disturb her. So yeah, let's just fire it back up. Where did we leave off? Yesterday? We just got confirmation that older brother still has his fire magic, apparently, but is going to be the new Black Knight, which obviously, again, I've watched Lost Galaxy. I knew that was coming. But I'm excited to see where things go from here, what the new general has in store until she dies. Hopefully she takes her uncle, the barrel man, with her. Yeah, we're in the back half of the season. So we can also probably safely expect things to start escalating pretty darn quick. And with that in mind, roll it. Oh, older brother fucking kicking everybody's ass. As a 6th Ranger should. Oh, she's got a brother complex. Oh, she's got a violence complex! The mummy's allure. Relatable. Case in point! Please be hot, please be hot. I'll allow it. You should probably see a doctor about that. Also, dude, you're spilling youth all over the place. Like, put it directly into the jar. You know, mummies, as desiccated corpses, are very vulnerable to fire. Or firearms, as the case may be. Brother is just walking around with a shotgun. It's amazing. That's so funny hearing that voice come out of that face. Yes, I, as the only young girl of the team in an episode where young girls are being attacked, will put myself right into the line of fire. Brilliant. Brilliant. He has to know what's up. He has to know. He's not stupid, I think. Yeah, he knew. The flower was... Oh, you possessed her! I thought you were just disguising yourself. You possessed her. What? Saya's gonna get her youth drained. Who could... I never saw this coming. How did a boomerang cut that? She was barely keeping her balance there. Look at that. Look at Pink's pose. She nearly fell over. She nearly lost her balance. Just going right for the lights of Orion. I'll call them what I call them. Oh, you can do that as a solo attack? Neat. I thought it had to be all 5 of you. What would you call that? Would you call that a self Hadouken? Yeah, I ship it. I forgot that, much like how in Mega Ranger, when we get the 6th Ranger, we got to get, because they come in roughly halfway through the season typically, we got to get a bunch of episodes where instead of just a Blue Ranger or just a Pink Ranger episode, they'll typically give us episodes where it's a Pink Ranger episode and the Sixth Ranger, so that we can get to know not just the main member of the team, not just the new Sixth Ranger, but also how the two of them interact together. Some of my favorite episodes of Mega Ranger were when Mega Silver was hanging out with like Mega Red or Mega Pink, especially those two, because those two were dumbasses last season, and I love them for that. God, this is a fun season. This is so good, and their outfits are so fucking cool. Hyuga's civilian outfit does look a little extra cowboy rodeo, if that makes sense. And I think it's specifically because he's got the bull. He's got the bull Star Beast. Yeah, it's a fun season though. Okie dokie. Let's finish this upload with what can only be, I guarantee it, more shenanigans. Because as always, if you've shenaned once, you will shenan again. I'm gonna snap my fingers, but then I changed my mind. I got my wires crossed there. Shenanigans beginning immediately. Let's ruin a happy family. Man, you can't be walking in like that. You can't be walking in like that. Yep, ruin a happy family. Holy shit, dude! Do not throw the child! That child is now traumatized. That child is going to remember this for the rest of their fucking life. Even if you explain that later in their life, be like, look, I'm sorry, it was a monster attack. We didn't want to do this. We got our heads fucked with. Yeah, like you just fucked with your kid's head. Sorry, this is a hot button issue for me for various personal reasons that you can fill in the blank on. That said, great monster design. Great monster design. Ilias. I'm gonna call her that bitch. He's going on a picnic with the teacher. He's going on a picnic with the teacher. Calling it now. He made a romantic lunch for the teacher. Okay, so those do look pretty sizable and decently thick, giggity. But is it really that filling? Called it! Called it! I love this for him. Okay, now that kid in the opening was traumatized. This kid has been taking his dad for granted. Now this is a little bit extreme, but But a wake-up call on appreciating his dad would not be amiss for this kid. The problem is that he's single and he needs to rectify that. God damn it, Moke. What's the tree version of a cock block? Allergy medicine, because of the pollen. Oh yeah, I forgot they had these. Shit! You iced her! Okay, what about your date? I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm not saying it's not important to take care of the situation with the kid's dad, but I am also saying, like, dude, you left the woman alone. She knows you're Ginga Blue, so that helps. It's not like you just disappeared with no excuse. Okay, but tell her, dude, do not fumble this bag. Also, I don't know if it's like a deliberate trend, but I have noticed a little bit of a trend where when it's like a Blue Ranger focused episode, the monster tends to have more blue in their color palette. And I don't know, I'd be interested in tracking that specifically, like when it's such and such Ranger focused episode, what's the percentage, what's the over-under on the monster matching their color palette. I think I'd be really interested in tracking that. You know, like Blue Ranger episode, blue-colored monster. Mega Ranger last season when Chisato got her voice stolen, she's the Yellow Ranger and that was a yellow monster. It's not 100% of the time. But it's often enough that I've noticed it happen. I love seeing the big guy throw hands, because he's such a big dude. The actor is huge compared to everyone else. She definitely seems to be the weakest of the field commanders so far. Budo was kicking ass. Sasquatch was kicking ass. This bitch is just not. Granted, her whole scheme is more like illusion and magic and misdirection and trickery and etc. 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 But yeah, like they're not. She's not. She doesn't seem to be on the same level as the previous two in terms of direct combat. This is also not going to look good on her resume. She was thwarted by a child. Like, yeah, the Ginga team was there, but she was thwarted by a child. Also, what if the souls went back to the wrong bodies? Also, where are the other 110 bodies? He wiped the bench so that she would have a clean space to sit. He's such a good boy! And that wraps up another upload of Gingaman. This is such a fun season. It's just the fantasy vibes work so well. Personally, I've said this before. Personally, I feel like the fantasy style fits Sentai better than a harder sci-fi style. Although oddly enough, I kind of like Power Ranger seasons with a sci-fi bend. Actually, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. This whole upload has just been, aside from the end of Black Knight and bringing back Hyuga, this is setting the new expectations with the adjusted team and the new field commander for the bad guys. So, whose name I still cannot pronounce and will probably never learn how to pronounce. So, yeah, and then the next upload, I'm betting, is going to be more of the same. And that's fine. It's Sentai. We come for the formula. The nice thing about following a formula is that you always know what the answer is going to be. And the answer is going to be awesome because Sentai fucking rules. So we will wrap it up there. But as always, thank you for watching on whatever platform you happen to be watching on. And as mentioned in the intermission, if you are watching on YouTube and you would like to see these videos a month earlier, get access to the Discord, get access to exclusives, like at the end of this season, the crossover between Ginga and Mega Ranger. You can do so on the Patreon for the entry-level tier of $1 a month. At the next tier up, we do watch parties, and you can vote on the schedule. And at the next tier up, you get the behind-the-scenes access, where all 4 of these episodes, you can see the full raw recording, all the jokes that get cut, all the times when I'm just sitting here watching the show. So you get to watch the whole show at that tier, with my face in the top corner, obviously. So yeah, thank you, and we'll see you again in a couple of days for the next upload.